Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make a salad today with spinach. Yeah, my daily green is important. It's a breathe deep from all the body with every cell. Oxygen is going there. That's what greens do. They really fill up the body with oxygen, with energy. That's nice. And more than others. And they can cleanse the body too. Greens have chlorophyll. That is the green color. It's called chlorophyll. It's a chemical. It's a complex molecule. In the center is magnesium. Magnesium is very important for our muscles and everything, for the nerves. And outside of around the magnesium, there is something that looks exactly the same as our red blood cells. Chlorophyll is green. The red blood cells are red. They are all the same, but the center is different. Iron is in the blood, makes it red, and magnesium is in the chlorophyll. The rest is the same. It's interesting, right? That's why it's so important for us. And the outside, we cannot digest it. The outside is eaten by the bacteria in the intestines on the chlorophyll. They eat the outside and leave the good stuff inside for us. So that is an amazing nutrient, ingredient. A plant, the green plants. Spinach is just an example, and I need to have something green every day. So I wonder, what can I eat today? So it's a spinach, and spinach is very nice because it's not so bitter. Many greens have bitter flavor, and we need to transform them a little bit to make them a little more palatable and more tasty. The spinach is very easy because that's just a gentle flavor, not very bitter. Almost a little bit sweet, yeah? That depends on what kind of spinach you have. There are more big differences. I like the young spinach, I like the fresh spinach, these bunches. You have 2 bunches here. It's not too much. It's 2 cups maybe. That's for a meal. You know, if you press it a little bit, you have 2 cups about. That's the way we measure usually. We press the ingredients a little bit, yeah? Not mashing it, but a little bit then to see the measurement. 2 cups is about 2 of these bunches, like this size. And I always wonder, so when I want to have a spinach today, that far is my decision here, because I have a nice spinach at home. It was nice in the health food shop or wherever I get it from. So I have it, so what do I eat it with? I need variety. And spinach has a problem because it has oxalates, that is a salt that's not so easy to solve in the system, so it remains unsoluble and builds stones, kidney stones, gallbladder stones, not very healthy, and it hurts a little bit. So if you eat spinach all the time, just as is, you might have some problems. If you eat spinach now and then, for example, every second, every third or so day or once a week, no problem at all, yeah? No problem. But it is even easier to put a little bit in other ingredients in addition to the spinach that balance these problems. There are mainly 2 problems. First is the gallbladder stones, yeah, from the oxalates, and that you can balance with a little bit of lemon or vinegar or something like that, something sour. So the salt will be washed out. The other thing is that the oxalates at the same time keep the body from digesting, from absorbing certain nutrients like iron, calcium and so. So that's easy. You put something from outside into the same dish where there is calcium or iron inside. For example, tahini, sesame seeds. Yeah, you add something to the spinach itself will not allow for the body to absorb the iron inside the spinach, yeah? But it does not prevent minerals from outside to be digested, absorbed. So we have the problem solved very easily. So that's why I put sesame seeds into my dressing today. Yeah? I show you in a moment. First now, I make the dressing, and that is based on I want to make a spinach salad is very easy. You just need some spinach leaves and a cream, and you season a little bit. That's all. Basically, that's all. Yeah, and you can add many nice things. And I know that the creamy dressing is nice with spinach. I make a double creamy dressing today. I begin with cashew nuts. A very sweet, creamy flavor. Yeah, just a small hand of cashew nuts, not too much. You see cashew nuts. And together with the cashew nuts, I put a little bit of coconut milk. They're also very creamy. I could also use water. I decide for coconut milk today because I want to have a little bit more creamy. Yeah, more. It's also nice. It has a nice flavor. Coconut milk. It's a very strong flavor, actually. and I can make it easily with a coconut. How to make your own coconut, you can watch it in the video that's linked under this video. You'll find it easy. So now I have two creamy base, that is cashews and coconut milk. Now I will have my seasoning here, and the seasoning is here the sesame seeds. I say it's not really a seasoning, it has another different flavor than cashews. It's very strong flavor, but it is here also because of the minerals, the iron and the calcium that is high in sesame seeds. You can also take tahini, it doesn't matter, and that adds to the minerals in the spinach and makes it wonderful, nutrient dense, the whole dish. So here sesame seeds to add to the spinach minerals, and here salt and pepper, very easy. Pepper and salt, Himalayan salt I have always, black pepper here, and a piece of garlic. That's it. That's my seasoning. Yeah. And something else, I have a little bit of here apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I just spilled a little bit, so I put a little bit more apple cider vinegar into my cream. Oops, just to have a tablespoon. Just a little bit. I can always add a little bit later if I feel it has to be more sour. Well, let's dress it. Let's blend it up. Check it. The flavor and the texture is nice and runny. Could be a little bit creamier, but that's a very nice flavor actually. It is sour, and it's very nice for the spinach. And it has a little bit of stronger flavor from the sesame seeds. They have a little harsh flavor, very different from the cashew nuts. And that's very nice actually. It goes very nice. I could also have taken macadamia nuts. In other dressings similar to this, I used macadamia nuts. And they have a very different flavor from the cashews. They are more serious, I say, like fermentation a little bit. But the sesame seeds, they are also a little bit different from the cashews and from the macadamia nuts. They have also a little bit more serious flavor, but very different from the cashews. Macadamias are more fat, and sesame seeds are more rich in protein. That's why they have a very different flavor. And they're very rich in minerals like iron and sesame and calcium. That also, I guess, adds to the flavor. So I will have to sit that for a while. Let it sit for a while, because as I did not soak neither cashews or sesame seeds, that might gel up a little bit, or not gel up, firm up a little bit the dressing after sitting for a moment. And then I will do a second blending to make it even creamier, and then I will see what it looks like. So now I put my main ingredients together. I showed you before of the spinach. Here, 2 cups of spinach. I showed you before, that goes in there now. You see, if I cut it into small pieces, just like this, I have a lot of spinach here. That's from 2 cups, it's a lot. If you cut it into small pieces, you see, just cut it down on the cutting board with a chef knife, and you have these wonderful pieces. And there are many ways to prepare spinach. Once I did it at the massage spinach. Yeah, I put the cream on top, massaged it, and then I have a little bit as if cooked almost. Very nice too, but another salad. There's just here a simple salad without massaging anything is also very nice. And now the question: what would I add to the spinach? I could eat it all by itself. Would be very nice. Still, I know there's some nice things to add that make it more delicious even. And that is a tomato here. Tomato and spinach is wonderful together. Yeah, just 3 tomatoes, quartered or halved or eighth, whatever you like, the pieces, the size. Yeah, I have 3 small tomatoes here. I have half a corn, half an ear of corn, and I cut it from the cob. And it's also very, very easy to do. If you break the corn, if you break the ear in half, clack, yeah, and then you have just the half of it, yeah, and then you can stand it on the cutting board like this and cut down the corn. Otherwise, if you have it not cut in half, you may begin to cut it on the board and the little corns spring they fall on the floor. But if you have it only like this height, then it's easy. So corn and tomatoes, these are the main 3 ingredients of this salad. And a topping I have, a third part, so dressing, main part and topping, 3 parts again. I have an onion, a red onion, and I know onion is wonderful together with both tomatoes and spinach, and also very nice with corn. So a small portion today, yeah, it's for me, and I will have another meal for sure today. This is I begin today my eating day with this spinach salad, and because at night I had fruit last night, and I noticed when at night I had fruit, and in the morning I start eating again, I would rather have something more savory, like for example a salad, green salad or so. That is higher. I watched it. I experienced that is always a pattern here. Eating fruit at night makes me prefer something more hearty in the morning. But that's certainly up to you. And if I know that, I can plan ahead and say what I eat in the morning. So let's see. I go back to my dressing now. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it has become a little bit creamier. I will blend it again to make it, because after soaking, if you blend it again, it's creamier because the particles that soaked, they can be blended easily into even smaller particles. Let's see. Yeah, it looks okay. Pretty runny, but that's okay. There's a lot of fat in there, coconut milk, cashews. Yeah, there's a lot of fat, but at the same time, delicious. Very nice. Well, I'll show you what it looks like. I poured all of this salad. See how creamy it is? And it is creamier. I can take a little bit more of the dressing, a heavy dressing. When it is thicker, I couldn't take that much of it. But it is nice to have more of a dressing, so lighter. Then it is. It's also fun. And the ingredients they don't swim, but they are more covered. And if it is a light dressing, that can be very much fun because the dressing brings the ingredients together, adds another flavor. Yeah, well, it's beautiful, isn't it? What did you get? Look at it. Yeah, I will toss that now and eat right away. Though this salad, there would be absolutely no problem to sit for 15 minutes or so until I eat. I can eat it right away. Other salads should be eaten immediately, especially when the leafy greens are very tender. And you put the dressing, once you put the dressing on top of the leaves, you should eat it right away. Otherwise, they mash and get mushy, and these kind of things not nice. But the spinach has a pretty firm leaf, and that's also important because I can eat a little bit later too, no problem. Now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Maybe you like my video. Give me a thumbs up, and maybe subscribe and be vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter.